Hello again. Thanks for watching the video and studying your math with us. This video deals with chapter 1.2 in your text. It doesn't replace reading it, but it is intended to accompany that reading. We have a bunch of fundamental laws of algebra, including commutative laws. Commutative laws for addition and for multiplication tell us that order doesn't matter. A plus B is the same thing as B plus A, and A times B is the same thing as B times A. Associative laws do not change the order, but do change the grouping. So we can either group B and C together, or A and B together, or B and C together down here, and A and B together without change in difference. The distributive law deals with both multiplication and addition. We have A times the quantity B plus C is the same thing as A times B plus A times C, and if we read that backwards, that is a factoring kind of thing where we factor out the common factor of A. Each of these is an example of an identity. That means that the expression to the left of the equal sign equals the expression to the right of the equal sign for any values of A, B, and C. And speaking of signs, the signs of numbers are sometimes a source of confusion for students. Addition of two numbers of the same sign, you add their absolute values and assign the sum of their common sign. If we add numbers that have different signs, subtract the number of the smaller absolute value from the number of the larger absolute value and assign the result, the sign of the number with the larger absolute value. If we subtract one number from another, we change the sign of the number being subtracted and change the subtractant to addition. Then we perform the addition. So A minus B is the same thing as A plus minus B, and A minus a minus B is the same thing as A plus B. If we multiply or divide two numbers, the product or quotient of the two numbers, if it has the same sign, it's positive. If the signs are different, it is negative. Hit the YouTube pause and do these problems, and then hit the YouTube play for narrative solution. Let's see how you did. In number 1, a minus 8 becomes a plus 8. Your answer should have been 3. If we multiply two numbers with negative SIG ends, we're going to get positive, and the answer is 40. Please get help if you had trouble with any of these exercises. There are well-defined and universal rules for the order of operation, and here's an initial list. Certainly we do parentheses first. Bars give numerators and denominators, which may be done independently before combining, and vertical lines for absolute values, but the general rules are, we'll expand on these later. Perform operations within grouping symbols first, parentheses, brackets, or absolute values. Then perform multiplications and divisions, but from left to right as you run across them, and perform additions and subtraction left to right as you run across them again. Here's some problems for you to do. Hit pause, do the problems, and come back, hit play for a narrative solution. Okay, we're back. Let's see how you did. On number 3, the first thing that you want to do is the division. You'll get 3. 12 minus 3 is going to be 9. In number 4, the first thing you're going to do is the parentheses, and so you're going to get 8. Then 16 divided by 8 is going to be 2. For number 5, you're going to do the division first, and that will give you a minus 2. And then what you're going to do is, because of the reason you did the division first is because of the bracket, and then you'll get minus 6 minus a minus 2 is minus 6 plus 2 is minus 4, and here we get 8 for our answer. If you have any problems with those, please get help. And last but not least, we'll deal with the number with no sign, 0. So if A is any real number, you can add or subtract 0 and you still get A back again. If you multiply 0 by a number, you will always get 0. And if you take 0 divided by a non-zero number, you will get 0. And of course, that's if A does not equal 0. You can never divide by 0. Dividing by 0 is always undefined. That's really it for Chapter 1.2. Remember, time is precious. Each day must count. Doing the math will make you strong. See you in class.